How to learn anything fast. While it's nice to think you can hack your way to success, whenever you try to accomplish a huge goal like starting and growing a business, skills matter. Who you know is certainly important, but what you know and what you can do matters a whole lot more. Which means the faster you learn, the more successful you can be. So let's jump right in. Here are 10 ways backed by science to speed up the learning process. Welcome to another episode of EdWize. If you enjoy this type of content, then subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on any of our latest and greatest uploads. Research shows that compared to reading or thinking silently, as if there's another way to think, the act of speech is a quite powerful mechanism for improving memory for selected information. According to scientists, learning and memory benefit from active involvement. When we add an active measure or a production element to a word, that word becomes more distinct in long-term memory and hence more memorable. In short, while mentally rehearsing is good, rehearsing out loud is even better. Most of us can type faster than we can write, and a lot more neatly. But research shows handwriting your notes means you'll learn more. Oddly enough, taking notes by hand enhances both comprehension and retention. Possibly because instead of just serving as a quasi-stenographer, you're forced to put things in your own words in order to keep up. Maybe that's why Richard Branson has maintained a lifelong habit of keeping a handwritten journal. You're busy, so you wait until the last minute to learn what you need to know. A presentation, a sales demo, an investor pitch. Bad idea. Research shows distributed practice is a much more effective way to learn. Imagine you want to nail your investor pitch. Once you've drafted your pitch, run through it once. Then take a few minutes to make corrections and revisions. Then step away for a few hours or even for a day before you repeat the process. Why does distributed practice work? The study phase retrieval theory says that each time you attempt to retrieve something from memory and the retrieval is more successful, that memory becomes harder to forget. If you go over your pitch repeatedly, much of your presentation is still top of mind, which means you don't have to retrieve it from memory. Another theory regards contextual variability. When information gets encoded into memory, some of the context is also encoded, which is why listening to an old song can cause you to remember where you were, what you were feeling, etc. when you first heard that song. That context creates useful cues for retrieving information. Regardless of how it works, distributed practice definitely works, so give yourself enough time to space out your learning sessions. You'll learn more efficiently and more effectively. A number of studies show that self-testing is an extremely effective way to speed up the learning process. Partly, that's due to the additional context created. If you test yourself and answer incorrectly, not only are you more likely to remember the right answer after you look it up, you'll also remember that you didn't remember. Getting something wrong is a great way to remember it the next time, especially if you tend to be hard on yourself. So don't just rehearse your presentation. Test yourself on what comes after your intro. Test yourself by listing the 5 main points you want to make. Try to recite key statistics or sales estimates or cash flow projections. Not only will you gain confidence in how much you do know, you'll more quickly learn the things you don't know. Yet, repeating anything over and over again in the hopes you will master that task will not only keep you from improving as quickly as you could, in some cases it may actually decrease your skill. According to recent research from Johns Hopkins, if you practice a slightly modified version of a task you want to master, you actually learn more and faster than if you just keep practicing the exact same thing multiple times in a row. The most likely cause is reconsolidation, a process where existing memories are recalled and modified with new knowledge. Say you want to master a new presentation. Do this. Number 1. Rehearse the basic skill. Run through your presentation a couple of times under the same conditions you'll eventually face when you do it live. Naturally, the second time through will be better than the first. That's how practice works. But then, instead of going through it a third time. Number 2. Wait. Give yourself at least 6 hours so your memory can consolidate, which probably means waiting until tomorrow before you practice again, which is just fine. Number 3. Practice again, but this time, go a little faster. Speak a little, just a little faster than you normally do. Run through your slides slightly faster. Increasing your speed means you'll make more mistakes, but that's okay. In the process, you'll modify old knowledge with new knowledge and lay the groundwork for improvement. Or go a little slower. The same thing will happen. Plus, you can experiment with new techniques, including the use of silence for effect that aren't apparent when you present at your normal speed. Or break your presentation into smaller chunks. Almost every task includes a series of discrete steps. That's definitely true for presentations. Pick one section of your presentation, deconstruct it, master it, then put the whole presentation back together. Or change the conditions. Use a different projector or a different remote, or a lavalier instead of a headset mic. Switch up the conditions slightly. Not only will that help you modify an existing memory, it will also make you better prepared for the unexpected. And with that, we've reached the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for content just like it.